What's up, guys? Tim here. Just a quick one from me. Steve and I were supposed to record an intro for this show you are about to hear, but if you listened to yesterday's show, you'll know that I was a bit half-cut by the end, so we didn't get round to recording the intro properly, so here's my version of an intro that I would have recorded with Steve. Steve, my good man, you're not here. So, we're going to dive straight into this. This is an interview with Hudson Kai Cooper and his dad, Ryu. It's just a quick half-hour chat about what it's like to be racing in the British mini bike series. That's on the Ovali. I nearly called it the OH Vale there, but the Ovali bikes in the 110 class at the moment. So check out this interview, guys. It's cracking. Hudson comes across like an absolute genius, and his dad's a wonderful human being, super chatty. So enjoy the chat, guys. Hey, so this is Tim here, Steve's here as well, and then we have two very special guests with us. So guys, fire away and introduce yourselves.
So I'll start first. I'm Hudson's dad. People know me as Ryu, and I'm here looking after Hudson Cooper.
Hi.
How you doing, fella? You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright, thanks. Are you?
Yeah, we're good, fella. We're good. Thank you for coming on the show.
No problem.
No problem.
So guys, obviously we're not just here talking to two random people today, just off the street. This isn't like the BBC. We're really diving in. There's a reason we're talking to you, isn't there? And Hudson, explain to us what it is that you do, man.
So I race motorbikes in BMB, and it's the kind of thing we do every weekend. It's like a fun but also competitive, and it's really nice to be able to do that and have the opportunity to do that.
That's fantastic. And the B&B is the British mini bike series, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So what are you riding in this series?
I'm riding a Ovali 110 mini GP.
Okay, and
Nice.
go on, give us the speed stats on this bad boy. How fast are you going?
Let's not talk about speed. No, I think an average speed of a race is about 50 miles an hour. I think they go about, it depends on the track.
It depends on the track. If it's like a really long track, I think the max is 70. I think.
Okay.
I think there's only one track that does that. It's actually a Formula One track in, is it in Wales? Is it Pembroke?
Yeah, Pembroke.
So that's kind of like a full size. It's basically a full-size track. Ayrton Senna's actually tested there. I think it's quite a famous track, a real full-size track, that one. But normally the kart tracks, so it's like kart tracks all the way around the UK.
Yeah.
Obviously, average. Obviously these little machines, they do move.
Yeah, they're not.
Not messing about.
No, mate.
No.
You are shifting. That means business.
That's it. I've been watching some of your videos on YouTube, which has been quite a lot of fun, and seeing some of that going on. I'm a bit terrified watching, so I don't know what it's like for you there, Ryu.
Yeah, it's I touched on this earlier when we had a little pre-brief chat. It's sometimes you do wonder what on earth have I signed up for here, watching my lad do this. I'm not one of them dads who have forced him into it. We kind of got here a little bit by fluke, but yeah, it is nerve-wracking. And then there's on the plus side of that is jubilation, joy, unbelievable.
So many like new people that you meet. It's such a different atmosphere there.
No, but
really good.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And just being surrounded by people that are loving what you guys are loving as well is such a cool place to be. When you found those people and you found your crowd, wow, it's just an amazing feeling.
It's quite an interesting thing, because we've come from, Hudson used to do footballing before, from when he was 4 years old, and again, that's another, if you've ever had kids doing football before,
Another atmosphere.
that's another circle of friends. It's nothing to do with your mates or my actual personal mates or even his mates from school. It's another group of people, and again, we've done a few different series. We've dabbled in a few different things. So we've gone to do little mini moto racing, and we've had a little look at that. We've been flat tracking, and there's so many circles of people around the country doing their own little thing. It's an unbelievable thing when you think, right, they're all doing their thing on this weekend. Sometimes you go to tracks where there's motocrossing as well, and you can see across from where we're on the go-kart track, you're looking and thinking, they're doing what they're doing, but it's in their circle of their friends. It's been amazing, and like there's another total full circle of friends that have been amazing in the BNB. Like we've come in as newcomers.
Everyone just greets you like normal people. Like it's not like you're aliens arriving there. Like you arrived there, and it's like you've known him for years.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's really good.
Awesome, guys.
That's fantastic. So how many races and stuff are you going to a year at the moment?
8.
8 this year.
8, okay. And you raced in the series last year as well, did you?
Yeah, last year it was 10. They crammed it in a little bit last year, obviously due to COVID. So they crammed in 10 rounds. It was a bit hectic. It felt, although it was all right, we felt like we were racing every 2 weeks. This year they've done.
I quite like that last year though.
Yeah, well,
you preferred it?
It was good that you were like on the bike more.
Yeah, it was every 2 weeks this year, and we do. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we're based in Sheffield, so we're quite central, but we literally travel all the way around the country. So we go to Teesside, we go all the way down to the south coast, which is Clay Pigeon. We go to Lydd, which is the other side of London, near the Channel Tunnel.
Yeah.
We go into Wales. We go into Cumbria. We go into near Great Yarmouth.
There you go, Ella.
Yeah, Ella Park. Yeah, that's the one near Great Yarmouth. Yeah, so and there's another one down that way.
Red Lodge.
That's a new one. Yeah, so that's a new
Red
one.
Lodge.
So like actually being quite central is good. Not complaining about that. Some people like they have unbelievable journeys. Like some of the riders that we race with.
We know people from
There's a pair. There's a guy, Lewis Mullen, who's in Hudson's Academy. They come across the island to race in England.
Whoa.
Damn.
So they
That's
come
a
across
journey.
every weekend.
Yeah.
Every weekend on the ferry.
Yeah, so we're quite lucky being central, but like some of the tracks are like 4.5 hours away. But it's an adventure.
I think the max we've done is about 5 hours, which isn't too long to compare to other people.
You're not
I can tell
driving
you're not
it.
the one driving it.
Yeah.
No, they just sit he just sits on his phone in the bike. That's what he does.
On the socials. Yeah, I'm
Yeah. So yeah, it's good. And again, it's traveling around the places that we've been in. This is not just a weekend away being serious racing. Like soon as racing's finished, it's like I can only describe it as like being on a holiday, like on a caravan site on a holiday park.
Yeah.
All the kids are running around. Parents are having a drink. If it's hot, obviously we're hoping for good weather this weekend at Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
The forecast looks good for you this weekend.
Right. The weather is ramping up, but like last year it was amazing weather. Like it was so hot, and it's just like as soon as racing's finished, I wouldn't say it's super serious, but as soon as that's finished, the parents are having a drink, kids are all running around. My little daughter comes with me. She's 5. There's also other little daughters or brothers and sisters, other lads who are racing or lasses that are racing. So it's not like some of my friends can't get the head round that we do that, and they think, oh, it must be annoying doing that every weekend. But
It's not. It's fun.
I'm like, it's like going away every weekend.
Like, yeah.
What have you done?
It's like
Yeah, exactly.
It's like basically like a holiday to like a caravan site.
Yeah.
But you've got a bunch more people and a bunch more friends.
Paddock life, it's good. It's good fun.
Yeah, I'll bet.
excellent.
That's one thing we've always said. That's like one of our reasons why we wanted to talk to you guys, to get like that paddock life sort of feeling. Because we're on the other side of the fence. We're sat on the bank. We're cheering you guys on. But it's great for us to talk to people that are on the other side of the fence. Your races, you're the parents. You're there experiencing it firsthand.
Yeah, even at this like, and this is grassroots level that Hudson's at the moment, and obviously we're getting exposed a little bit more to what's happened with Lavitters Academy regarding the British Talent Cup. So we're integrating into a little bit of that. We're able to visit them guys doing that, and again, if you go to, and we've become massive fans of that. I used to follow British Superbikes, but when you're there and you know people there, and obviously we kind of get a little bit better access and stuff.
You can like engage with people.
So even walking around the British Superbikes, it's amazing there. That is a high level of racing.
Oh yeah.
You can just still walk around there, and like it's not like when you go to a MotoGP weekend,
Like,
which we've done.
Yeah.
Obviously, everything's behind barriers, passes. You're not going to see Mark Marquez, no chance. But as we've gone to the British Superbikes, like last year via the academy and got exposed in it more, we've become massive fans of that. The riders are so accessible. It's unbelievable. Not just because of where Hudson is in the academy. Generally, you just see him on the scooters all the way around it. And again, that's a higher level of paddock life, as in the racing standard. But it's still, that what they're up to, they're having fun. And it's all the way down from 8-year-olds all the way up to 30-odd-year-old guys and girls doing the exact same. So yeah, it's interesting to be involved in it. It's fun.
Yeah.
So it's certainly opened my eyes. So it's good. Yeah.
Oh, but it's a great experience as well. So, like you say, it's something different to what everyone else is doing every weekend. You head back to school on Monday. What did you guys do? Oh, I have about kicked the football. What did you do? I went and raced motorbike.
Yeah, so I stayed on the Xbox all weekend, Friday.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I played Call of Duty. What did you do? Well, I raced a motorbike. I got me a trophy. Look at this. Yeah, like you said earlier, even if, throughout your career, even if your racing career ends in 10 years, this is an experience that you could take away that no one else, not many other people are going to have.
Yeah.
I
make the most of it.
Like the obviously we touched on this a little bit earlier, that this, for me, regardless, it doesn't matter what happens with this with Hudson. Like, if we get, these are just memories. Even if we finish tomorrow, these are amazing memories that we've had. Even for the 4 years that we've done, the 4 years that we've been racing, 4 years in the BMB, like all these trophies, they all mean something. Even forgetting the trophies, anything, all the weekends away have been amazing, and it's been an amazing experience. I'm excited for this weekend. Even my daughter's excited for this weekend. We've not been away in the caravan since probably the end of last season.
Yeah.
So we've been and got that today, ready, prepping for this weekend, and she's excited. She's excited to know that this is his sister, to see his race friends, her race friends, who are brothers and sisters of his racing partners, basically. So yeah, it's a good experience. It's an amazing experience. And on one side, I'd say it's amazing, and then, as we've touched on before, there's a lot of drama involved in it. The demons on one shoulder, and you do think, I have had times where I'm thinking, why am I doing this? Why have we got involved in this? Why have I felt like I've put him in this position where he's doing this? But we enjoy it. You enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
So, yeah.
And is there always a good sense of camaraderie within the paddock here and within the groups, or is there fallouts and things going on?
There is. I would say
Small fallout.
There's some small fallout. The people that fall out with people, this is me talking from what I've seen, you don't get very far, like, doing that. Like, generally, I'd say 99%, everybody's fine. There's heated moments. There's heated moments when kids crash into each other. There's heated moments where some kids knock some other kids off.
Well, if you kind of think about that in a different perspective, there's always going to be heated moments where you're racing against each other. I know, I'm right though, aren't I?
You are completely right, mate. You are wise beyond your years, my friend.
Yeah, it is a thing that obviously people there to do the best. You always want your son to do the best, but sometimes you've got, like, end of the day, these are 8-year-old kids. Like, you've got to have a little check on yourself where you're thinking, you're like, the kids just come off or crashed into each other. Like, he could be crying, another kid could be crying, they're disheartened, and like, parents are like bickering, and it happens. I've seen it. I've been involved with it. I've been involved with it before, and I've stepped away from it. And end of the day, sometimes you just got to step away and just think, listen, the kids here, these things happen. The decisions that they are making, if you really get down to the logistics on what's happening, these are split-second decisions on racing where it's either coming off or crashing or being too fast into a corner and losing off. If you think about it, like, it's 10 now, but at 8-year-old, they're making these decisions. It blows my mind what they're doing.
There's a lot of pressure, so.
Yeah.
But how do you prepare for a race weekend? Let's say, for instance, like, you've just arrived at the track and you've got to get into that racer mentality. You're going to slip on your leathers. You're going to go out for free practice. What at that point, what's starting to go through your head?
Well, we like watch onboard videos of the track and look at the lines, look at braking points, just study the track And then I go out normally and, let's say, practice one, and I go try them lines, and then I adjust the lines to my style of riding. I push my braking points, you know the drill, yeah. And yeah, pretty much, yeah, that's how I arrive at a weekend, yeah.
Love it, mate. Absolutely love it. So this is a serious competitive series. It's not just a weekend of fun, is it? This is, you want to do your best, and we're all rooting for you. And it's just great to hear that you're out there, dedicated, thinking about it properly. But is there ever a time where, let's say, you've had a cracking weekend, you've had a really good race, and then come Wednesday, you sat in math class, and you're like, I could have taken that corner. But...
Yeah. To be honest, yeah. You do think back over races, and you're like, I could have done that, or I could have I could have gone around a different way around a back marker or something, and that would have gave me 2 places. You do think that sometimes, yeah.
There's so many things that have, especially like obviously it's moved on to this 110. So in the B&B there's like a Bambino class. It's called a Bambino class, but it's a 90cc. It's a supermoto bike, so it's basically converted. Well, they're dedicated bikes now, but they're converted motocross bikes.
Yeah.
With tyres on, and that is a class for beginners. So it's from 7 till I think 11, is it? That you could race. You could have raced that this year.
I could have raced that this year, but we didn't.
So it is a beginner class, and mistakes are made, and it's not super serious there. But as soon as you've gone on to the next level, it does. You've got 10. You've got from Hudson, so you've got 9 until 12-year-olds. Then these are all the kids that have done the 7 to 10-year-olds. So obviously they've been racing 4 or 5 years. Level steps up a little bit. It's a little bit more serious. It's still fun.
Yeah, it's still fun.
But it progresses. That's how it progresses.
That's how it works.
Yeah, so it can be. It is serious. It is serious. Like even towards the end of Hudson's 90 series, like last year, the top 3 or 4 riders, like, they are not messing about. You know what I mean? No. Like Hudson come 3rd in that championship. He went down to the last race for the top 2 to win, who decided. And it was like literally 10 rounds of racing. These 3 or 4 riders, probably 5 riders at the front. Yes, there's some beginners that are 8-year-old, but they are not, them top 4 riders on them 90, even these 90cc bikes, like, they are not messing around. It's quite like, you'll have probably seen them videos on his YouTube channel where you're thinking, wow, they're not even bikes that are really meant to even do that, but they're an ideal beginner bike. It's a very cheap entry point into that style of racing for that, which we'll probably cover in a little bit.
Just like a good class that you could just rock up. Like, you could hire a bike off someone, or you could just rock up there and buy a bike, and it's so cheap that you can enter.
Yeah, it's relatively cheap compared to, like, the background of Hudson's racing is quite strange, because we went out. He did trials biking before, so the supermoto bike kind of suited him a little bit, because it's more an upright stance, as in a motocross style. So when we was looking at, when he said to me he wanted to race, that type of bike kind of suited him, instead of going the mini moto route, where the mini moto riders have been riding them bikes since they were like 4 or 5-year-old.
Yeah,
that's more tucked in. It's a totally different riding style. Like we did, if you want to touch on this, what we did before, Hudson did trials biking for 2 years, which is the polar opposite in a way of racing.
Yeah, but certainly.
It's going slow, technical, balance. I think the things transferred. Obviously, Hudson was super late. Like, Hudson starting at 7. Like I say, some of these kids have been motocrossing, they'd race bikes, mini motos, all before Hudson.
One of my friends, Luca, when did he start?
He had like a Pee-wee 50 when he was like 4-year-old, 5-year-old.
Yeah.
So
wow.
These kids, so Hudson come into it relatively late. So the trials thing, we did that for 2 years, and he enjoyed doing that. He had a few podiums. This was an electric Ossett trials bike, and we used to watch MotoGP a lot. Obviously, me and my wife. Yeah. He'd watch it with us, and he said, "I want to race bikes, Dad." And
Good lad.
And then
That moment
of
be
a
like,
sudden
oh no.
all of a sudden I was searching on the internet. And again, this is polar opposite things. So doing the trials biking is like, obviously I'm not complaining about the price, but trials biking is like £15 for the day. You put a picnic on your backpack, you're walking into the woods, you're casually walking around the woods, you sat down on a log, you're having your lunch in between doing sections. Polar opposite of what you're doing here. Like, this is like trials biking is a steady.
It's a steady walk in the woods, basically.
But it was fun. You could obviously, his sister used to come along, and my wife used to come along. You'd be walking through the woods, and there'd be like 6 or 8 kids, maybe 12 or 14 kids doing sections. This is when you were like 6-year-old, was it? 6-year-old?
Yeah,
But yeah, he just all of a sudden, from watching, I can only influence that we're from watching MotoGP, and I've been a bit of a biking history before, that I want to race bikes, Dad. And like, I literally searched the internet looking what type of series there were. I've not been personally a massive fan of motocross, so I weren't. He didn't say motocross. He said I would just want to race bikes on the tracks. So here we are, like 4 years later, and again, I think I've said this before, that where we are now, or where Hudson is now, is nothing to do with me. That it blows my mind on what he's achieved so far in quite a relatively little amount of time.
But that's a good thing. It's good. Like you say, to come into the sport so late, and in that short period of time to achieve what you've achieved, just sets you up perfectly for the next step.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a good adventure so far. We carry on the adventure, but it's been amazing so far, hasn't it? So yeah.
All right, memories, guys.
So Hudson, what do you think? Like, did you take a lot from your trials bike experience? Has that proved useful now? Or was it just knowing how to handle 2 wheels that's the most useful thing there?
Well, I think like balance came into a lot of play, because with that 90 bike, when I was younger, I was really small. Still, I'm small now, but I used to have to lean off the bike like with my arms up like there, and like have to like balance on my foot like really like carefully. And I think that came in to help there coming into pits with first and like setting off on the grid, because if you didn't know how to do that, then you can't really set off, can you?
No, exactly.
But yeah, it kind of, I think that helped a lot. Yeah, because
we see all the other races. They use trials bikes for training, so that's definitely going to stand you in good stead. Even if that's something you just keep in your pocket to do in your downtime, just keep your eye in.
Yeah, well, that's what we've both got. Obviously, you've seen that when we were trials in the other day. So I've got myself an electric trials bike, and he's got one, and we just go out and mess on them. We're lucky to be near a country park. There's loads of free area, so we still go out, and he's got an Ossett 20, and I've got an adult one, and we go out and have a blast doing that. But I'm not good enough now to race him on the track at one point or another. And I'll tell you the truth now, like the original plan of all this, and I've told this story to other people, so I'm not shy saying this, that I had a road bike, I had an R6 road bike, and I thought, I'll let my lad do this and I'll race. So there's adults that race in this BMB series as well on 140 pit bikes, 160 pit bikes. So I thought, well, I'll get him into this, and then we could have a dad and lad weekend. I'll get a bike, he'll get a bike, and we'll both race. And then we went to the first meeting of him racing, and I looked at all the other adults racing, and I thought, I'm not even good enough to race with these guys. So I scrapped that idea super quick, because, again, we've got a lot of I would say there's people that have got a lot of racing experience there.
Like Nico.
Yeah, there's some ex-BSB riders, some ex-track day riders, and the level of the adults. There's more. I don't know if you've ever watched the live broadcast. There's more adults that come to the BMB than kids.
Really?
So they race the one. So next time we're at a local one, you need to come and have a look, because
I said we try and make Ella
60 pit bike class. They are fiercely competitive, and so much so, like some riders like who's racing, Richard Cooper's been there.
Kyle Ride.
He messes about on these pit bikes and super minis. So they come in and have a little practice on these bikes. Again, if you're comparing it to being on a full track and messing about or being on a little go-kart track. I'm not saying it's not dangerous, but obviously it's less dangerous for them who are professional racers, and they come around and mess around on these super minis. And some of there's an Ovale 190 adult version that some people have got. Peter Hickman rides one. Obviously, I don't know. So Peter Hickman, he's the official importer of Ovale, but he rides like a 160 and a 190 version of Hudson's bike, and it's not much bigger. It's not much bigger. I think it's 12-inch wheels.
Yeah. What inch are mine?
Yours are 10, so he's a 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and Peter Hickman is a tall guy.
He's big.
He is a big
He's
guy.
a pretty big lad.
With the perfect structure for racing, but Peter Hickman's been on there. Richard Cooper's been on one of these Ovale ones. So a lot of people come and mess about, and them machines, I think, price-wise, I think they're like 7 or I don't know if they're 7 or 8 grand. Them ones, or the 190 version of Hudson's bike. But I don't know if you've seen the pictures. Like Hudson's bike, if you took a picture of it without anybody on it, it looks like a super bike. It's like a real MotoGP style bike.
Yeah,
miniaturized, but not a mini moto.
We did see Hickeys when we went down to London to the bike show, didn't we?
Oh yeah, amazing,
yeah.
We saw it there. Got deafened by the Honda, which was fun.
Yeah. So it's really good, and it's inspirational as well, because obviously you've got Peter Hickman walking around like
exactly
when he's not racing at a British Superbike round, which he is this weekend. But like he's there. Probably he'll be there 6 rounds out of the 10 rounds, or 6 rounds out of the 8 rounds, helping out the kids. It's like such an inspirational, like seeing general, like to us, like people, like when we went to the NEC, and like you see people like, oh, Hickman's there, and we're like, you see him walking around paddock.
That's it.
We've been in his motorhome.
We've been in his motorhome.
Awesome.
It's just normal.
Twisting his ear off. Like, what gear for this corner? Come on.
It is like, I think it is inspiring. That going again, where I go back to going to the British Superbikes again, where we go to the British Superbikes, and like Icky's there, and like he's waving at him as he's rolling into paddock, and I'm like, obviously MotoGP is a higher level of stuff, but the accessibility of these guys, and like I cannot praise it enough. Like just going to the British Superbike weekends. Last year, I think we did.
You get like more like access to the riders, and it like pushes you up more than you get at MotoGP.
Yeah, we went to 6. Feeling. I think we went to 6 rounds of the British Superbikes last year. Went to Brands Hatch, Cadwell. Where else did we go? Snetton. Yeah, so like it were amazing experience. And again, I think that's like to show that. I don't know if I told you about or if you've seen this last year. So last year they did the Ovale 160 Cup, which is the next level up to Hudson's, and the kids raced round a smaller version of Cadwell Park.
Yeah.
And they raced round Silverstone. Is it Stowe? I think it's called Stowe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there's an inner track on Silverstone.
Stowe Corner.
Yeah, so it's a part of Silverstone area. So we went to watch them doing that, and again, like that was before Hudson was racing the 110. But I like looked at him and like, could you imagine seeing yourself like doing that? Because we're at Cadwell Park, there was a crowd there, and I was thinking, oh my god, like imagine like you think it's pressure watching him at a normal B&B round where there's family and whatever not, and there's people do turn up, but like at Cadwell Park, there were all people from the banking. And I said, oh yeah, like would you like to do that? Like, yeah, I'd like to do that. I'm like, oh my god,
good lad. Enjoy it, absolutely enjoy it. I mean, that's an experience that Tim and I'll never get. Keep it, man. Keep that locked in there. Enjoy it.
Should come down and hire. I'll be able to arrange it if you can ride. But you can ride. But who's got bikes? Have you both got bikes?
We both got bikes. Yeah. I don't think we'd ever go.
I can arrange it with a company. You can jump on an AMR motorcycle and hire one for a day, and I'm sure they gear a free ride if I pull a few strings for you, and see if you could get your knee down on a few go-karts.
I think
that one, my friend, I will be in touch with you.
Yeah,
I'm sure
we'll definitely need an ambulance, that's for sure.
We'll have one on site for you.
Good lad.
Superstar, you're really putting on all the favours now.
An ambulance and a hoist to get us off them.
Yeah, well, like, going back to what I said about my original plan, like that was a devious little plan in my mind where I thought, oh yeah, I'll get a 140 and I'll race on a weekend with him, but the level is a
Yeah.
lot higher than what I expected. And again, you need to come, even just to come down and watch these other pit bike riders riding. They're coming in, and it's accessible for them. Like track day hire and doing it on full size tracks. Like this is, you're talking probably £130 to have 3 days of racing. Granted, obviously it's a go-kart track, but on a smaller bike.
For a weekend's
You'll get that
racing,
same
that's not
thrill.
bad.
Yeah, you still get that same thrill. There's so many riders.
Peter Hickman said that as well.
Yeah,
He said he still gets the same thrill on an Ovale as he does on his TT bike. He still gets that same adrenaline pump.
Still racing.
Yeah, exactly. You still got your leathers on, you still got your helmet on, you're still competing against other people. It doesn't matter how fast you're going.
Yeah, and we have actually been paddock next to a few people in the paddock. Again, random guys who have come from track days, and they've talked about like expense wise, where you're talking, it might cost you like £600 for weekend at a track day, and then you're versing doing the BMB for
3 days.
You get 3 days of racing. You might have paid like £130, £140, and again, I've heard that from other guys. Like it's still the same buzz. You're still racing.
Yeah, exactly.
Still banging bars with other people, and again, like I've said to you before, like this, I don't know the exact numbers, but I'd guess there's more adults that do the pit biking and the 140 and the super minis and the larger Ovales bikes than there is kids really that do it. So it's a big scene, and a lot are doing what I wanted to do, as in father and son. That I see that a lot, where there's some dads that are racing and some kids that are racing. But like I said, the level that I've seen, I'm like, I'm not flagging round at the bike. No, not for me. Not for me at all.
I had that experience with Tim and I went go-karting, and I was just like, hang on. I thought I was
Well, an interesting story. So when we went to Spain, the first time we've ever all been I've been on a go-kart track with him, and we've both been on the same go-kart power track, and he smoked me. Big track. He won four. There was 4 kids, 4 adults, and we did 3 races, and you won one of the races. I think you come first, second. I think I don't know if it was 4th. I think.
Yeah, 4th.
But he basically won me in every single race. And that was the point that I thought, like, I actually like go-karts quite a lot, and I thought, I'm quite decent. I put it to weight advantage, really, or disadvantage.
That's what we'll go with.
But yeah, and this were on the track that he'd been practicing all week, so that is my excuse.
It will.
But yeah, that's the realisation that your son's actually better at racing than you now, and I've had to hang me out and say,
off the leathers. Yeah. Time to hang those
Most
up.
dads go through that with like FIFA or PlayStation games.
Dad's got to as well.
Yeah, we did a charity day last year I don't know if it was for the ambulance thing, and I had to ride his bike. And again, I'm using weight as an excuse, but my lap time was like 7 seconds slower than his lap time on the bike. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much slower I am. I've not rode a bike for a while, but still, this again, you can hear the excuses like it's mounting up here. But yeah, it's definitely. And again, I don't know where he's got this racecraft from, because it's certainly not from me. It's not from a bike anyway.
If it's natural, nurture it. There'll be a bright future.
Certainly. So what's the long-term plan, Hudson? Are you trying to stick with the racing? Is it just let's just enjoy it while it lasts and see what happens?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. Yeah.
Yeah, good lad.
Nice.
Good
That's
lad.
fantastic.
So you're off to Teesside this weekend, round 1.
Yeah, that's our first round, and we're stopping all 3 days.
Yeah, all 3 days at Teesside.
Nice. So yeah, we'll try and, if we can, or myself, especially Tim, will probably still be up in Scotland, but definitely try and get down to Ella when you're there. Maybe Red Lodge.
It's an amazing place, that Ella Park. It's probably one of our favourite.
Probably one of the best tarmacked tracks.
Yeah, it's a good track.
All of them.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I have seen it, but from above when I was falling.
Oh, you did it? Oh, yeah, we've seen the parachuting next to it. Obviously,
yeah, that's
all day.
Where I did my parachute jump from, and the guy was pointing it out on the way down. He's like, "There's the go-kart track," and you can see these guys going around the go-karts. I thought, "Oh, they did the mini bikes there. Shit, that's good. Big, quick."
Yeah, that is one of the. They've just actually done a new layout on Ella Park.
They've just extended it, haven't they?
They've extended. I don't know if they're going to do an A and B version or they're going to call it something else. But yeah, great facility, that one. Plenty of parking. Normally we go in the summer. It's nice. It's near the coast.
Yeah, it's the end of August this year, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So like again, we've been to like the places where we've been. Where it's fell when we've been away and it's been nice. Like we've been to Lydd, which is it's near. Is it Folkestone where the tunnel is?
Yeah.
So we've been there. It's been red hot, and we were probably only 15 minutes away from coast. So like on the end of like.
At the end of racing,
we went to
beach.
Went to beach.
Why not?
You could stay on the beach until 9 o'clock. It was red hot in summer, and we made a weekend of it. Obviously, you sat at the track all weekend, and like we're seeing a few people there. It's like sometimes you've got to take advantage of where you are. Obviously, we've got his daughter with us, but again, she's happy running around. There's so many kids there. It's like it's unbelievable. So if it drops on right, we always try and go. To actually get out of the paddock for an hour, especially if it's near the coast, especially if it's nice weather. We'll leave everything there and we'll nip to the coast. So it is good. It's a good experience going all around these different places.
Yeah.
I bet. Awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And you get to see so much of the UK as well. It's quite exciting.
Yeah.
Like you say, it's like a constant holiday. You're always at new places, seeing new stuff. That's great.
Yeah, there's so many places that we've not... I've never... Obviously, there was like... where's that one in Wales? It's further on than Barry Island, I think it is. You actually pass Barry Island where Gavin and Stacey is filmed, I think it is. But yeah, that's in Wales. I've never gone there in a million years. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous there. And again, we spent like a day. We spent the afternoon at the coast there, and obviously in summer, you can stay there until like 8, 9 o'clock at night. Head back to the paddock, have a few drinks for everybody else who's back in the paddock. You can't, and the places that we've been, like, I've never actually added up how many miles that we've racked up going around the UK. But it's good doing that. It's good. It's a good experience.
That's an adventure.
Do you think that's what we should do this year? Rack up all the miles?
No, not with the current cost of petrol prices. No,
that's just quite a depressing slope, isn't it?
I don't want to talk about that now. We've probably racked up a lot of money, but yeah, it's a good experience. It's all fun and games. We're enjoying it. Hudson's enjoying it. So yeah, love it.
That is the main thing. You're still smiling about it. You're still looking forward to it.
Yeah.
That is the main thing.
Excellent. Right, I'm conscious of keeping you guys too long, so before we end it, you guys are obviously documenting a lot of this journey through the racing and stuff. Do you just want to tell us a little bit about that, and then where everyone can find you on various social medias and channels?
So basically we've been we've had obviously when we've been to Spain. I'll touch on that a little bit. We went out to Spain about a month ago, so that were amazing. And on his YouTube channel, if you just search for HKC217, I think it'll just pop straight up.
It'll pop straight up on British.
We've had massive success on this, being like I would say in subscriber base, but it's been a massive boost. So we've had like nearly 100,000 views probably this year on documenting stuff and putting it on YouTube. And I think obviously it's interesting to see. Kids are watching it, adults are probably watching it, and it's been good to do that. So yeah, we've got his YouTube channel, which is at Hudson Kai Cooper, pretty much everywhere it's Hudson Kai Cooper. So on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or if you search for the hashtag HKC217, which is his race number, you'll find him there. And if you don't mind, give us a like and a subscribe if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Boost them numbers up.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll pop all those links and stuff in the show notes as well, so anyone listening can just find them through that way. Excellent. So, guys, thank you very much for chatting with us today. It's been fantastic. It's been good fun. Hudson, you're a very wise young man. I'm very impressed, and I hope you keep enjoying the racing as much as you are, mate. It's fantastic.
Yeah, cheers.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, good luck for this weekend, guys. Good luck for the rest of the season. And, yeah, thanks for speaking to us.
Yeah, if you want to just last little bit, if you want to check us out, you'll be able to look on the BMB Facebook page and the BMB YouTube channel, I think it is, that you can watch Hudson's race. Well, you can watch all the races.
They live stream it, don't they?
Yeah, they stream it on Alpha Live. So maybe I'll pop a link or I'll send you a link so you can share it.
Yeah, send us a link and we'll share it out.
Yeah, so yeah, there's like I said, there's a lot of people. It's a really good actual broadcast that they do. It's Alpha Live that do the broadcast. It's really quite good with commentary. So yeah, it's really good. And if
I didn't.
Drop Hudson a like in the comments or give him a shout out while you're watching it live. That'd be highly appreciated, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
Cool, perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Cheers. Enjoy the rest
Cheers,
of your night.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Take care, fellas.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Music is by Andrew Greenwood. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.